Enough of that. All right, so this is going to be in and out of color, meaning that it's going to be darker and lighter so you can see the effect. You see the anomaly. Okay, I'm going to go in slow motion. Okay. There is an anomaly here, obviously. And there's also one down there. And these two seem to have a correlation. See? Okay. This is what you call a gray sphere. This is what Dr. Greer talks about. Those are the spheres that are allegedly owned by the U.S. military industrial complex. That's very unfortunate that that's a lie, because these are massless objects that are opaque and also transparent at the same time. This one is it's higher than this. This is the highest. This is a well-developed solid sphere that is definitely in our reality frame. This is one that is, again, somewhat transparent, which means in the blink of an eye, either one of these can become invisible, and I'll prove that to you right now. Okay. Boom. It's gone. Another anomaly shows up right over here, by the way, too. Right there. So this entity appeared out of nowhere. So I want to show the world what NASA and everyone else is not going to tell you, right? Is that these entities do not have to be in a physical form. Here it is hanging out right there. See? It can turn itself invisible, and they don't also have to use our color spectrum. We think that infrared and ultraviolet are really the extreme when it comes to camouflaging, even X-ray and gamma rays. There are other spectrums that are beyond our spectrum. Okay, you don't film a fourth-dimensional shape-shifting object over Trump's house without a helicopter at least noticing it or something. They can't. They're not going to admit it, but they can't detect everything. If they do detect something, then the simulation was sloppy or wanted to be detected, didn't care. Anyways, moving right along, this entity on the bottom is attracted to this one on top, okay? And that one on top is going to blink, and it's going to blink on and off and disappear because it's influencing the bottom one. It's giving it an assignment. I don't know. It's giving it direction. I don't know. As you can see how it even actually molds itself into the cloud. You see these things, it's like they want you to see them sometimes, but they don't. This is happening in front of your face, okay? The truth is there. It's right there for the taking for the people that are brave enough to go for it. Or I should say for the people who care enough about it. That anomaly's right there. So it's actually somewhat coerced itself inside of the cloud. And it is being absolutely influenced. Okay? Ooh, what a great shot that was. It's being influenced by that. This is higher. That is a fully developed disk or sphere. This is the sun right here. Okay? This is the sun. This is right next to the sun. And this cloud that it's by, this entity, this cloud has no effect of its disappearing. Now, let's take a look at this thing, all right? What do these really look like? Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to zoom and zoom and zoom. Yeah, probably not such a good idea. Let's just darken this a little bit, all right? Let me get my normal zoom out. I apologize. This the zoom is not so good. All right? What can I tell you? All right. Okay, let's do it like that. You can see it always has a dark center. almost like a jellyfish mold on the outer part of it, and it can accelerate at rapid speeds. This is called the gray spheres. Dr. Greer mentioned it, and the gray spheres are allegedly supposed to be property of the United States government, military. Unfortunately, once again, that is another half truth, half lie from the Greer campaign. This is not owned by the United States military industrial complex. This is a massless, opaque, semi-transparent, or invisible, which I just proved, entity that is used to contain you and I and make sure that we're all accounted for. These things fly around all the time and is controlled by its master. That would be more of a disk. This is all shot in the daytime near the sun. Where did I get that idea from? Probably got it from my God, the larger consciousness system. Okay. So let's get some color to this. So here it is. It's being, this thing can be a patch of blue sky. It could be a cloud. It could be visible. It could not be visible. It's whatever it wants to do, it's going to do. But I can promise you one thing. It's certainly not part of the U.S. military's arsenal. That I promise you. If that was the case, we wouldn't need satellites. We wouldn't need drones. We wouldn't really need any of that shit. And we wouldn't be making F-35s either, nor selling them. So we don't own this technology. This is a technology that has a capacity to disappear, reappear, jump around, hop around, do whatever really it wants to. This can do the same, except its mission is to give it information to tell it what to do. So they're in communication. This thing is blinking, believe it or not, the blinks give it its direction and signal. So now it's got his message. It's right there, and it's gone. What you're going to see are some other entities that are going to be curious. Okay, here's one that left. And then you'll see some other ones here in the corner right. Yeah, there's one. So this thing pops into frame. All right. Okay, and then another one does. So let's just go back real quickly so not to waste your time. Again, I'm filming the sun. Those are some other entities that just wanted to show up. You see how fast they leave my frame? That's because they know they're being recorded. So this entity here was very, very nice to me. And I was able to see it and focus on it and film it. And it attracted other entities. There's one right there. And I didn't know. I learned something. I didn't know that these gray spheres, the jellyfish flying orbs, I didn't know that it had a master. Now I learned something. This is prime. This is giving it instructions. That's really cool, really cool to know. And this was a big gift because these things are always moving pretty fast. There's my charger. They're always moving really fast. That's why we can't see them. Okay, and it's not our technology. It's true. They do exist. The reason why he said that is because more and more cameras are getting more and more advanced, and see, it's entangled. It's totally interested in that. These two totally are exchanging information. This is blinking. There's no clouds in the way of any of these things. Zaps over there, and then it just kind of floats away, right? Another one comes up too. So it's just below the sun. Yeah, all types of activity. So I'm very happy because I'm able to film this. I got this. I'm all over this. This is mine. I got a flickering, glowing disc way, way from a distance. This is 80 optical zoom I'm using. It's way out there, and I'm going to exploit this to the max. Nothing's going to stop me, right? Nothing. I'm going to follow this thing all the way down. Well, something does happen. Unbelievable. This glowing lens flare type blue orb comes down and influences the white glowing sphere that was almost stationary. I still could see it hovering a little bit in the whiteness of the glare of the sun's rays, but of course I lost it. So interesting how I'm allowed, to see this interact with other, entities. I found that interesting. I look at that as some sort of a quasi-gift, meaning that I was somehow allowed to see this exchange happen. So, every time I hold a camera up and every time I'm shooting, there's another one right here. I never even noticed it. Wow. There's another one right in the middle. It's, I didn't see it. Anyways, when I'm filming, it's I'm always saying to myself, maybe I just might film something nobody's ever seen before. That's the attitude I think you have to have if you're going to do this. I can't see the risk of rewards for you, if you don't have that type of look or attitude about it. So here's, the prime anomaly. This is the sun, okay? Yes, I have risked my equipment to film things like this. That's the risk I take. Is it foolish? Yeah, to some people it is. But a camera can be replaced. There it is. And there's that. They are communicating. So let's just keep going. I'm pressing the buttons, and as you can see, it flies away. And this thing was blinking. I'm not sure if you notice it. It contracts and expands, contracts and expands. It was giving all types of signals out. So there was a lot of activity around this thing. And I will tell you, yes, I was really mad when this thing came. This is not natural. This should have not happened. There was more light on this side when I was filming the anomaly. Look at what it created. I mean, look at this. I know you have people say, oh yeah, well, that's what cameras do and that's normal. It wasn't normal under the circumstances, okay? So, whatever. All right. Okay, so let's get some color to this. Samsung, you're killing me. Okay? You're fucking killing me right now. All right, so there it is. This is being created by what I would call the system, the larger consciousness system. It swoops in, and what it does is there are other entities over here. It's actually a triangle. You just can't see it. There's one, two, and there's one on the bottom. Swoops down, creates this fake sort of lens flare, uses my equipment against me, and pushes this anomaly away. See? Pushes it toward this, the rays of the sun. And then I lose it. I was so excited about tracking this thing. And it was forced out of my camera, this is proof, by a larger consciousness system that people still don't believe. I mean, why did that happen? How could that happen? I had it. So you're telling me I can film the sun and I'm not going to get a lens flare over here at all, huh? But the second that I track this amazing once in a lifetime, well, not once in a lifetime for me, but this amazing anomaly, I'm actually able to stay with it. You mean, it's not faster than like light speed, and I'm getting all this other activity behind it, and I'm seeing it flicker on and off, on and off, on and off. And it's actually, communicating with another entity below it. Like, really? This is amazing. Here's in real time. All right. That's in real time. I'll pull it back in real time again. Ready? See? It wasn't hard. But, I didn't realize it was going to do that. I didn't realize that this huge, massive, impossible lens flare was going to come out of nowhere. And, and here it is again. There it is, see? I wasn't expecting that. I was just like, where is this coming from? Oh, the sun did it. Oh, it was your equipment. It's just, that's what happens. So I was so happy to get this. I was going to track this for a long time, and I was stopped because it knew what I was doing. So this thing came out of nowhere, some supernatural blue, hazy color phenomenon, and pushed it into the sun's light. So I don't know. I just want to say thank you for, watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a great day.